Hi guys. Starting from today, we will start working on 10 minutes paper 2 series. So we will answer a whole paper 2 in 10 minutes. Let's start with the May-June 2021 paper. This is variant 2. 40 questions in 45 minutes. Should be the duration of the exam, but for today, we will start working on this paper. We will try harder to finish it in, as I told you, in 10 minutes. Let's start answering the questions. What is a characteristic of all living organisms? Definitely all living organisms share sensitivity because breathing, circulation, digestion is highly specific for some living organisms. So the answer is D. The second question, he's asking the most accurate method of deciding how two living organisms are closely related, and the answer is B. The most accurate method is the comparison of the protein or the base sequence of DNA, so the answer is B. Question 3. Scientists discover a new species of animals. It has a segmented body with two pairs of legs on each segment. To which group of animals does this new species belong? And definitely the answer is D, the myriapods. Question 4. Which part of a cell makes glucose? Glucose will be made in the chloroplast. Exactly. I'm talking about the plant cell because makes glucose. This is definitely for the producers or the living organism can make their own food. Question 5. There is a diagram for blood vessels and other structures in the human body. The blood vessels shown are all parts of the same. All of the blood vessels are all part according to the level of organization. The answer is organ system. So the answer is C. A photograph shows a plant cell nucleus measuring 2 millimeters across. If the magnification of the cell is 500, the actual size, please remember I am formula. He's giving you the magnification and he's giving you the image size. So he wants the actual size, I divided by M. There is no need to convert the millimeter into micrometer according to the multiple choice. So the answer is B. By which process do oxygen and carbon dioxide move between cells and capillaries? This definitely by diffusion. The answer is B. Which process is involved in the uptake of glucose by the epithelial cells of kidney tubules? This is definitely A, active transport. Question 9. Which element is found in proteins but not carbohydrates? The answer is C. And in question 10, the sequence of the bases present on one strand of a DNA molecule is shown. Which sequence shows the bases present on the opposite strand? The answer is C. If you want to just find the complementary strand, A bind with T and T bind with A, G bind with C and C bind with G. Question 11. Starch is digested by amylase in the mouth, but it is not digested in the stomach. What is the reason for this? Definitely the reason is the pH. So the pH in the stomach is not suitable for the amylase to work. The answer is B. Which statement about an enzyme-controlled reaction is correct? If you take a look on the all choices, the answer is A. During the reaction, the substrate changes into product. So the answer is A. This is the only correct one. Question 13. Question 13 is a frequently repeated question. He's giving you a diagram to show the results of the test when we use iodine to test the starch and the starch making cells. So the answer is A, because blue-black for the green part, because it will carry out the photosynthesis process. However, the yellow-brown for the white one because it has no chlorophyll. Question 14. I will give you like 20 seconds to check the graph and trying to find the conclusion. Please remember that we have two sides of the y-axis. So the answer based on this dry conditions and the uptake of carbon dioxide and transpiration, the only conclusion that we can find is that more stomata are closed during the light periods. So during light periods, we have closed stomata, and it's obvious because of the amount of carbon dioxide uptake. Let's go to question 15. For question 15, statements from 1 to 4 describe stages in the development of cholera. And this is one of the most important questions. You will definitely find a question about cholera in the exam. And he wants you to write the correct sequence, and the answer is C. It starts from the secretion of toxins, then cholera ions are secreted into the gut, then osmosis causes water to move, and finally the infected person become dehydrated. Question 16, the answer is A, absorbs more water will happen in X than Y. Y is the reabsorption process, but the absorption process happened more in X. Question 17. Which sequence describes the pathway taken by water as it moves through a plant? The movement of water through the plants happened from the root hair cell first, then, so we are in between C or D, then cortex, then xylem, and finally it will reach mesophyll layer. Question 18. If you take a look on the stages, you will definitely decide the role of the bulb during stage 1 and stage 2. In stage 1, the plant use the food reserves stored in the bulb for the growth of shoots and leaves. So with no doubt, the answer is in stage 1, the bulb is the source because we are using this. In stage 2, it will replace, so it will receive the amount of food. So the answer is sink, which is in stage 2. The answer is C, I mean. Question 19, how does blood enter the heart? Blood enter the heart from the vena cava into the atria, or from the other side, from the pulmonary vein to the left atrium. So in both sides, either the oxygenated or deoxygenated side, it will come from veins to the atria. In question 20, the answer is A. I'm asking about one circulation of the body of a fish. So this represents the single circulation. So the answer is A. Question 21. If a child is vaccinated against measles after a period of time, the child is infected with the measles virus. The graph shows the concentration of measles antibodies in the child's bloodstream during this time. Which statement is consistent with the information in the graph? From the information in the graph, after the vaccination, the child produced memory cells because the body is responding by the sequence of immunity is responding by producing antibodies, antigen complex, and this ends up with the memory cells produced. So the answer is A. Which sequence of changes takes place when we breathe in? Definitely A. Diaphragm contract, volume of thorax increase because we have more air, more oxygen or more air. Pressure in lungs decreases, so volume increases and pressure decreases. Question 23, the answer is C. They require energy. Question 24. Read the question well, and I'm asking about which reaction is used to remove the oxygen depth. So, look, to remove the oxygen depth, to remove lactic acid, we need aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration releases lactic acid, and this process happens in the liver, so the answer is A. Question 25. Which row matches the function to correct organ? 1, 2, and 3. Function for the correct organ. What organ excretes carbon dioxide? Yes, lungs, urea, kidney, and produces urea, liver, so the answer is B. Question 26. What is the result of the release of adrenaline? Yes, the answer is D. Blood glucose increases, breathing rate uh, increases as well. And please don't think because they are both increases or both decreases, it shouldn't be the right answer. It happened several times. Question 27. The answer is B. The arterioles supplying capillaries in the skin vasodilate and more blood flows to the skin surface. I'm asking about if we have warm environment than it does in a cool environment. So the response from the body. The answer is B. 28. This is a response to light or growth to light or towards light for photosynthesis. So what happened in the concentration of auxins on the shaded side? The answer is B. The answer is B. Question 29. No need for this question. Let's go to question 30. Based on the cycle, the answer is C. X shows asexual reproduction and it produces genetically identical offspring. So the answer is C. Question 31. Modern agriculture methods often use artificial insemination to breed dairy cattle. So which statement describes the process of artificial insemination? And the answer is A. We are collecting sperms first, then the sperms inserted into the vagina of a cow. Question 32. Which statement is correct? He's giving you 7 animal with 7 pairs of chromosomes in each body cell. So please focus on the number. The answer is C. The cell is a haploid with no pairs of chromosomes. I'm talking about a cell because we don't have any pairs of chromosomes appear, so it is a haploid cell with no pairs of chromosomes at all. Question 33. Some statements about mitosis are listed. Which statement are correct? The best answer or the accurate one is B. Is B. Question 34. The answer is C. Based on the codominance alleles, the expected ratio will be 50% red and 50% tone. When you just did the Punnett square, you will find it that clear. 35, the answer is D. For the dry environment, we need thick waxy cuticle. Question 36, the answer is B. This is a result of artificial selection. Question 37, the answer is chemical energy, so the answer is B. Question 38, only one organism feed on more than one trophic level, so the answer is B. Question 39, bacteria can be used to make human proteins. Which statement explain why it's possible? This is possible when a human gene is placed in a bacterial cell. Definitely because bacteria have the same genetic code as humans, and that's what we talk in paper 4 course. So the answer is D. The last one, what is the correct sequence here for the eutrophication process? And as we learned several times, the answer is A. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.